Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, the 20th of November 2024. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, Queensland time, and I'm off on my morning run. I haven't run for a couple of days because it's been raining quite heavily here, and you can see by the path here it's been raining a bit overnight. I've got a route in mind as usual, and I'm not going to film all of it, just bits and pieces, and tell you where I am. So I'll come back to you when I get a bit further along the track then. Just coming up on the turnaround point for the local park run. I start out down the picnic tables, run in this direction to that point, turn around, go back to the start point. There's a marker on the ground that shows you when you've done 1 kilometre. This is the starting area, marching area, the starting point for the Wishart Park Run. You see the start line there, and you go back in the direction that I've just been coming from, and here is the finish line. Now about 700 metres to the next landmark. Coming up to the next landmark, which is the Faustini Bridge here. Faustini's were a local family, had a market garden here way back in the day. When I was out here on Sunday, this was all covered with debris from heavy rain. Council work crew obviously been out and cleaned it up. Yeah, I was out here on Sunday, went left down the hill, so I'm going to go right and up the hill. It's quite a long rise here to the next bridge, which is, I think it's called the Maisie Dixon Bridge. So I'll come back to you when we get there. This is the Maisie Dixon Park. I mean, yeah, I'm over a stormwater channel. You see some children's play equipment and a picnic hut and barbecue. Next landmark is the Jorgensen Bridge, which is the turnaround point of the local park run. Coming up to the Jorgensen Bridge on the right there, and a turnaround point here for the local park run. This path goes down here for about 220 metres. It's a dead end, so I'll just go down there to show you. So here's the dead end of the path, as I said. I'll just turn around and go back to the Jorgensen Bridge. I'll take the left and go over the Jorgensen Bridge here, and then another left and go on for a bit further. There's another bridge over the creek. Has a name, but I don't know what it is. It's on the sign on the other side. Looks like I'm going to have to run through the puddles here. It's called the Len Bird Bridge. Don't ask me who Len Bird is, it says on the sign. I've just passed 5 kilometres when I started, obviously. I'm going to keep going for a little bit further and then work out whether to continue to go on this path and hopefully get back home, or just turn around and go back. Here's another bridge over the creek. This one doesn't appear to have a name. looks like I've made the decision. This is the end of the road here, and you can see that 5.34 kilometres to here. I'm going to turn around and go back again. You can go up that way, but I don't know the way that well, and I don't want to get lost again and have to retrace my steps. So I just go back the way I came, and I'll come back to you in a little while then. One of the things about this area, and I don't know what this suburb is, but one of the things here, see there's lots of green space here on the right, picnic tables and park benches, children's play equipment. So, you know, where there's lots of housing, you've got to have play space for kids. So somebody's got that bit right, which is good. One of the things about Queensland at this time of the year is they don't have daylight saving like we do in New South Wales. So that means sunrise is about 4:30, which is technically 5:30 New South Wales time, but it's dark by about 6 o'clock, like it is in the middle of winter in Goulburn. So lots of people up and about, early running and exercising, whatever, but people are in bed a little earlier than I guess they would be down south. Okay, we're coming out to the Len Bird Bridge again. That splashing sound you heard was me running through the puddle, so now I've got an extra 100 grams or so of water in my socks and shoes. But it's a puddle and I'm like a kid, so I run through it. Now I've got a bit of a hill up here to the Jorgensen Bridge. Jorgensen Bridge again, right hand turn across it. I don't think I'll do the extra 200 metres to the right and left. Now, if you're doing the local park run on a Saturday, you've got this little rise here up to the exercise equipment, and then you know it's pretty well flat or downhill to the Faustini Bridge. You just got to will yourself up this rise, hope you left enough to get up it, and then keep going. So I made it to the top, and not all that steep, but it's a challenge when you run to the turnaround point. You know you've got a bit to go, downhill towards the Maisie Dixon Park, and then downhill to the Faustini Bridge. And there you've got the downhill run to the Faustini Bridge, and then you know it's about 700 metres to the finish line. Coming around the bend here, back onto the Faustini Bridge, and as I said, there's about 700 metres then to the finish line. I hope you can see that red tree there in the picture now. Not red because it's autumn leases, red because of all the berries that are its fruit. And you just come around this bend here, and the finish line is directly ahead of you, and then you run off the path under the shelter there to the left to get your token and so on. Now, if you're coming to this park run, this is Wishart Park Run, if you're coming here, a good thing to note is there's 250 to 300 runners come here, and at the beginning it can be quite hectic while everyone's finding their position and you're trying to get your rhythm and so on. You might have to go out in the grass a little bit, and then as you head out towards the turnaround point that I pointed out earlier, you're going to find people coming back the other way, as well as just other people on the path, so it can be a little bit hectic until you've probably reached the turnaround point, and then at least you're going in the direction of most of the traffic, or a good part of the traffic anyway. Alright, got a bit to go to the end, so I'll come back to you then. I'm coming up to that turnaround point that I spoke about earlier for the park run. You've left the starting line, you've gone all this way to here, run around this tree, gone back again, a little playground ahead here with shelter, barbecue, play equipment, no toilets unfortunately. One of the hot topics in running is footwear, obviously, and you know, I've had my say a few times about the magic shoes. This bloke in front of me, you might not be able to see too well, he's an Asian gentleman and he's running in sandals. And I see him out here a lot when I'm up here. He works really hard. He sweats a lot, so I assume he works pretty hard. And he runs in sandals. I'm just putting that out there, not making any comment, just saying he runs in sandals. Seems to be pretty light on his feet though, fella too, judging by a lack of sound. You can hear my feet. The cadence is pretty loud. Maybe it's the way I run. My heel hitting the ground first, and he seems to be pretty light on his feet. I suppose running in sandals, he doesn't have to worry about soggy shoes and wet socks like I do. I'm back where I started from. I'm going to do a lap around the park here, and hopefully that'll bring me up to the 10k. I probably should have done that little spur off to the right at the end of when I crossed the Jorgensen Bridge the second time, just to make up the distance, but I think by the time I go around this track here, I'll have made it up anyway. Just coming to the home stretch now. It's going to be about 10.3 kilometres. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the scenery along the Bulimba Creek Cycleway, or if you enjoyed the commentary or the scenery, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next running video, whenever that might be. Now, you can see that 10.34 kilometres in 1 hour, 4 minutes, 25 seconds. At an average pace of 6.14 minutes per 1 kilometre. I didn't think that was too bad.